Think about the process of Joseph. God had given Joseph a dream, right? And in that dream, basically what the dream was showing or meaning was that all his brothers and his family was going to be bowing to him. And then Joseph, he was, obviously very excited about that dream. And he shared with his brothers, and it evoked in them a lot of jealousy and all that stuff. And that's why you see, they did what they did. They tried to, throw him in a pit. They tried to sell him. Before he reached that fulfillment of what God showed him in that dream, because it did ultimately happen, he had to go through some pretty like humiliating circumstances, right? First of all, just the whole betrayal and just circumstances of being betrayed by his own brothers that basically wanted him dead, and sold him off to slavery. So he went through that. Then, God kind of got him through that. But then he had another point, right, where he was in prison for a couple of years. So think about those things, right? Those are very humiliating and like embarrassing things to go through. It makes a person feel very low, to be in prison or to be in those kind of circumstances. You don't feel good about yourself. It feels shameful. But God ultimately, like, it's like he had to go through that in order to get him to that place where he eventually, because it set up the circumstances that basically led to him being able to come out of jail and then being positioned, right, as kind of almost the right hand man of that king. He was in a position then to be able to help his family when he needed to, right, or help not probably just his family, but probably I think many other lives, right, that were connected to his destiny. But we see that there was a process to get to that. He wasn't like, okay, he has this dream, God shows him this great destiny that he has and calling that he has on his life. And then boom, he's immediately becomes the right hand man of Pharaoh and just like, oh, like, everything's just good. And no, there was a process.